Hello everyone, Luke Smith here. Tuesday 28th of March. Let's do a Encyclopedia Dramatica reading. I was going to do this Thursday, but I need to do a monthly recap on Thursday. Let us read the article of the BBC. Were you looking for a big black cock? Of course you were, you never loving fucker. That's the only thing is BBC also stands for big black cock in the sex scene. So the BBC, Billionaire Boys Club, bullshit babbling cunts, or the Israeli Ministry of Propaganda, is a pure evil old media news corporation that every Brit fag with a colour TV is forced to pay an annual fee for, though a TV licence through a TV licence of whenever they use / watch it or like / agree of what it puts out. In other words, I keep on telling people this. The TV licence is a fucking scam. The Britfag government and the pros who support it justify this bullshit by claiming the BBC is impartial. Many Britfags also consider the BBC to be a source of national pride. No, it's not. The BBC is so much fucking left wing. It's not level field. It's like so one-sided. The BBC is. It's so biased. Despite supposedly being a British organisation, former Director General Mark Thompson has a Jewish wife and made trips to Israel to meet blood-drinking lizard Ariel Sharon and suck his circumcised cock. Assuming him that the BBC would have a pro-Zionist bias and refuse to broadcast any humiliation appeals if the kite correct massacred some more Palestinians in Gaza. Also, the BBC News was covered rickrolling with pictures of Project Chanology. I have no idea what that is. The headlines: the BBC was founded at least 100 years ago by a branch of the British General Post Office in order to broadcast propaganda to the entire world via the medium of impartial imperial journalism. Oh dear, I just drank some fizzy water and I'm all gassy. And carefully edited headlines. The annual licence fee system that has subsequences the corporation since its inception has started to break down since the sheeple discovering streaming online content ironically hosted the Beep and private media interests who greedily eyed valuable assets, and so the upper management pissed itself. They could have put that in one word, but they had to make it like 2 words. Backed away from anything that might cause controversy and instead started broadcasting ballroom dancing, celebrity vice swap and the national lottery 5 days a week. It has long been thought that the BBC has an anti-American bias. This is true, as reporting Uncle Sam's latest archaeology, it is clearly anti-American, and the pissy calves wonder why the rest of Europe hates us. In the documentary, "Well, Aren't Americans fucking stupid?" the BBC did not actually insult the USA. They just used one of our 2 million words for cold on the cob to confound the undesirables. ITV, I don't know why this is on here. ITV is a different corporation. ITV came on the scene as credible commercial alternative to the BBC, but quickly degenerated into a piss poor dumbed down content complete with freak shows property development guides, and I'm a non-celebrity, get me a career. That's the thing, is like, the people on I'm a Celebrity nowadays, you never fucking heard of them, because all like all washed up celebrities that need money. Naturally, only the poorest people watch the BBC, as all its programmes tend to edge towards the clav demographic. This is to be expected, as ITV's hometown, Manchester, is 90% clavs and 10% fail, whilst the BBC was born in the glorious London during the heyday of the Empire and the monarchy. Manchester's a shithole, by the way. Everyone knows that. Programming. The BBC broadcasts a lot of shitty nobody cares about brick fags but brick fags happen to watch it anyway for the sake of who the fuck knows what. And they show Doctor Who, which is shit nowadays, Torchwood, which is shit nowadays, even though that stopped after what, 1 or 2 seasons. Holby City, which takes a piss at the NHS, the Mighty Boosh, which is fucking shit, Lemon Party, I never heard of it, Monkey Dust, I never heard of it, the IT Crowd, that Channel 4 did, oh, someone put the IT Crowd, but yeah, that's Channel 4, so they edited it. Blue Peter, kids show with the odd fuckable presenter, puzzlingly a civilian dildos not involved. To be fair, I used to enjoy Blue Peter. It was actually a good show, and then it died. They canned it. Sherlock, yeah, not bad. The Secret Show, whatever that is, shit cartoon for children made by the Bib. Survivors, the most cucked show ever. Plot revolving on how the evil corporations have created a virus. Wait a minute, that's I thought Survival was like a on a desert island thing. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Okay. Anthrocentric history revision bullshit. Most recent. I've never. I tend to not watch the BBC nowadays because it's shit, and plenty more shit. Also, before programming began, they would often show their crappy little logos in a shape of a circle to represent a cock ring, among with some big class continuity announcer. The only good thing to watch from their shit BBC is the news, because you get to see people being killed. OMG biased. Yeah. BBC is incredibly fucking biased. Like I said, it's only one-sided. In 2004, News Fox presenter John Gibson opined in an op-ed piece that the BBC, despite being government bound to appear neutral, had a frothing at the mouth anti-American bias, and its presenters called on Iraqi forces to fight US troops, both of these things being quoted, apparently from a government report. The fact that it's clearly complete bullshit on every level, and that the report in question did not say anything even close to this, did not faze Gibson, who proceeded to go and pray outside the nearest abortion clinic. On that note, the only thing the BBC like about America, disregard dissect cocks. Obama wanted his dick rammed up his arse. Yeah. Wasn't he in like office for like 8 years or something? I can't remember. He got reassigned to office, I believe, and then he got kicked out by an orange man. BBC reporter John Sweeney interviews Scientology spokesperson Tommy Davis, and it's been blocked. You can't see it. It's probably been like re-uploaded, but you can't see it. New 2.0 website. Recently, the BBC has decided that it must change its website from an easily readable, sensibly organised one into a 16-year-old girl's MySpace page. It gives no reason to change other than the website hasn't changed for 4 years. It needed a lick of paint. Due to their epic failure, the beta website looks like it was designed by Apple in association with a gay pride parade. The website now has the following 2 old features: overuse of the colour blue, less content but more blank space between things, all caps, size 18 text, round corners, right angles are so 1.0. Report of blogs. Stay tuned to my web blog, your source of news. How did this happen? I'm bad with computer. A fucking stupid analog clock that distracts you when you already have a clock on your taskbar. Digital clocks are so 1.0 and clearly nearly high technical enough. Also, their clocks are a bit slow, to be fair. Customizable layout that you'll have to go through 5 minutes setting up every time you clean your cookies out, so you don't get London news and the weather on the same fagging page place up. Clashing links that change colour to draw your interest to other links that may interest you when you click one. This actually doesn't work when there's a load of sports headlines try to draw your attention to themselves. Fuck off plain. If you click on a link to a comedy programme, all this is probably really impressive if you live in Kensington or own an iPhone, drink your own piss and include your aga as your family member when filling your census forms. In a bid to appeal to a broader audience, the BBC is considering changing its name to the British Bumfuck Club. A position statement is expected to be issued shortly. To be fair, I am going to have a little look. So we're going to go to the BBC and I'm going to have a look at their website. Fucking hell, they was not wrong. Holy shit. To be fair, I have actually been on the BBC website. Yeah, everything's in bold. Why is everything in bold? This website's terrible. I mean, at least it's laid out decently at the minute, but it's all categorised and all this shit. Yeah, like, I mean, you got all this shit at the bottom. The only problem is, like, what's with all these, like, icons and stuff? Yeah, you got CBeebies in it. Search. It's not that bad, but I do remember it having a great big logo up the top. I think this might be an older article then. Because this is all, like, older stuff. Like, it's pretty fucking basic at the minute. Auntie B and Uncle Jim. Jimmy Savile strikes again. BBC is a part of the kiddie sex scandal. Jim will fix it. Yeah, remember that? I didn't watch it because I can't fucking remember that far along. But yeah, one affair more. Oh, let me just collect something quickly. Yes, that's fine. One affair more than most has sent reverberations shock-raving through the corporation, and that is not the unlikely matter of the place being used as a pedo picker mix store by the legendary Jimmy Savile. Jim will fix it. The old perv ruled the airwaves for several decades, fronting some of the BBC's most popular youth shows. This is odd because while it's a strange fact that no one will ever admit to voting for a three-term Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, if you speak to any Briton that was alive during his reign of terror, they will say that they always found Jimmy Savile creepy, repulsive, slimy, and not even the slightest bit entertaining. Nevertheless, despite these handicaps, they might have proved an impediment into a career in broadcasting for a lesser mortal. Jimmy's crazed, wrinkly old face could be seen leering into living rooms the length of the nation for decades. Why? It's a mystery. Yep. They were protecting a paedophile. They knew all along, but because he was popular and getting them views and getting them money, they kept him on, even though they knew he was fucking kids. Top of the Pops. God, I remember that show. Between 1964 and 1984, Savile was a grand empire and instantly recognisable face of Top of the Pops, a popular weekly televised countdown of the latest top 10 musical releases. Daddy-O, making him the sort of British version of Dick Clark. We've got some videos here, we're not going to bother going through it. We've got a quote here. I felt his fingers go towards my bottom. It was disgusting. He laughed and carried on mauling me while talking to the camera. That is fucking disturbing, to be fair. Sylvia Edwards on her visit to the recording of Top of the Pops. Yeah. I wonder if they still have. They're bound to still have paedophiles around working from. 100%. I bet you 90% of the staff are fucking nonces at the BBC. It is alleged that throughout his tenure as host, Jim will Fix It, of Jim will Fix It, preyed upon teenage members of the studio audience. Witnesses now claim that he was head of the inner circle of abusers. A number being members of the production team, including the cameraman. Well, they needed someone to film all the kiddie diddling, didn't they? All the evidence we are hearing points that way, and that was John Bird of the National Association of People Abusing Childhood. Clunk Click, following the success of Top of the Pops, another show fronted by Savile was commissioned. Clunk Click, in which Savile interviewed loads of his busy mates, including old dinosaur pop stars that he never heard of, and the occasional celebrity politicians such as Cyril Smith. Who the fuck's that? While all the time surrounded by hand-picked bevy of teenage lovelies. Yeah, and he had to have somewhere to fuck after the show. The above clip archived national importance later. See Freddie Starr for details. The Clunk Click was a reference to Clunk Click Every Trip, which was a catchphrase of a then famous TV advert campaign about public safety, in which Savile reminded viewers to fasten their seatbelts while travelling by car, because obviously the title of a primetime light entertainment show for kids should be a reminder of possible injury and or death. And Jimmy would personally have cried his eyes out if he knew that a young child would have tragically ended up in hospital or a mortuary. Jim Will Fix It, here we go, it's the main one. Jim Will Fix It was a television programme conceived by the enterprising Jimmy as a convenient way of enabling him to contact supple young lollies and shooters in the days before the advent of chat rooms and Habbo Hotel. Every week, because there was literally nothing better to do, hundreds of thousands of children from all over the country would send their letters in to the show asking Jim if he would fix it for their wishes to come true. This programme was about as boring as it sounds, and kids wanting to meet their favourite celebrity or become an astronaut, though admittedly one episode where the scout troop wrote in to ask Jimmy if Jimmy could fix it for them for having their packed lunches on a roller coaster was undeniably really fucking funny. I think I saw that. Wasn't it like a it's like group of kids going on a roller coaster, and they had like McDonald's, and it went all over the fucking place, and the poor like sod sat to clean the roller coaster because the kids basically fucked off. Right, there's more of this. Almost at the end though. Just one look at that fat motherfucker's face trying to shove one more bit in his donut, the greedy bastard. Again, it's like all these are blocked, like you can't see them. In any case, children would send in their letters ensuring that they then enclose their name, address and telephone number, basically doxing themselves to the pedo BBC. And if they were lucky and attractive enough, Glim would, as he was affectionately known, would contact them and arrange for their wish to be granted on national television, as well as for them to receive their very own highly sought after Glim Affixit medallion. But that's worth piss, pal. Of course, unbeknownst to them, and indeed the rest of the world at large, all this came at a price. Their bumholes got fiddled that day. Once the scandal broke, some of Savile's more enterprising victims has taken to selling their medallions on eBay for mad cash, because why not? Although it is worth nothing, that all the money in the world wouldn't buy back their innocence. That's true. OBE, BBC, M15, what the fuck. Looking back, it is odd that a man like Savile, who amazes one with his sheer energy and the perfection of pleadings that he undertook, so much that it's hard to believe that he actually found time to run any of his numerous marathons. That's the thing, is he was a marathon runner as well, but he was old as shit. I don't know how he kept on going. But perhaps someone told him that a crowd of toddlers were waiting for him at the finish line to spur him on. Ever managed to find his way into such a possession of authority and so-called popularity. Although the old cunt's years at the BBC, so petty, so pretty much for the entire duration of the Cold War, nearly all employees of the corporation, including journalists, editors and presenters, were subjected to security vetting carried out by MI5, which for our colonial cousins is roughly an injurious of the FBI, except without the power of arrest. Vetting is a thorough process of investigating an individual's background, especially their political beliefs and their private life, to see if there's anything anything about them that might be contrary to what MI5 regarded as their national interest. For instance, Savile's complimentary at the Beep, Paul Gamerici, was marked down by MI5 as a possible subverse just because he was a faggot. So how did a 24/7 nonce machine like Savvy Boy apparently manage to escape detection while working for the BBC for the best part of 30 years? Or did he? We may never know, but this isn't the last time MI5 appears in the epic Savile saga. Well, I can tell you why. Like I said before, they knew he was diddling kids, but because he was earning them a lot of money and was no real popular character, they decided to keep hush hush. They probably paid off MI5 as well, so there you go. Because money means everything to the BBC, because they're greedy bastards. The Smith Review. No, not another programme starring sex beast Slavs. Fucking hell. This is the title of an official inquiry into how the fuck Savile got away with it during his time with the BBC, and whenever he had any fellow pedo playmates within the corporation. Established in 2012, God, that's over 10 years old, and its report still hasn't, as of February 2014, has been published. Since Smith Review got set up, the key figure who promised to tie Glimboy to a paedophile ring in the Houses of Parliament has been found dead with a bucket of whitewash tipped over what was going on. So it's looking like the Smith Review will get to the bottom of things. Yeah, that lasted. Yeah, didn't someone got close to him and started taping him behind his back and like getting like voice clips from him, like explaining what he was doing. I think that person got caught and told to like. I think they killed him. To be fair, yeah, the BBC killed him because he was getting too close to the truth. That's right. Things you will learn by watching the BBC. Brits fancy nigger boy. Watch any show, Doctor Who to Red Dwarf. When you see a cute, tight-bodied white honey that has an overwhelming urge to burn coal. The coal burn. The Brits still fancy themselves as world power, and the British again watch British TV shows and you'll see them give up all tethers to reality and fantasise on how Britain still rules the world. Well, Britain is a bit shit at the minute, so it's definitely outdated. The British the British monarchy are a bunch of fur fags. Why is that? I'll read that again. Again, these words are squished up. Why is it that they always descended from werewolves? I have always wondered if this was an insult to their German heritage. The Brits think they are divinely superior to the world to get their panties in a bind when US pimp slaps them into reality and tells them in fact they in fact are. They believe that they could have won World War II on their own. What we call taking a massive arse whipping, they refer as strategy. Well, to be fair, right, we needed the Americans to help us win the war, and the Americans helped us at the end. To be fair, the Russians helped us as well, so yeah, we could not sort out the war on our own. We needed help. They actually believed they won World War II. All America did was supply jeeps and razor blades. Thanks to Prince Charles, now King Charles, to my dying day, I'll always think of a tampon as a British tea bag. Well, to be fair, that's what people use them for. They don't wear them up their cuffs anymore. They just like boil some tea and just like pour hot water over it. There you go, flavour some tea bag. White men are not allowed to go after the black pussy. They just aren't. That is true. That's still a rule over here. If you're English, you can't date any black women. That's like rule number one of Englishness. They love their niggers. They believe that in 500 years or so, the monarchy would have fucked enough niggers to give a nigger green. Fucking hell. On the subject of queens, the Brits loved their queens so much that they was the first to legalise them. See also BBC Radio 4, Chris Morris, CNN, Fox, Jimmy Savile, the British CSA Inquiry, NPR, the American version. External links: BBC News, the BBC reports on 4chan. The Pride of Britain, our cultural heritage. The Jolly Good Times, Politics, United Kingdom. BBC as a part of a series on holding the line British. Right, so that was it for the article of the BBC. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.